Welcome to Devlog 1 of Lizards and Scissors Act 3, baby! Woo! New room! Let's go! Let's go! By the way, can you tell that I have no plan for this series? Like, can you just tell how I'm not planned for any of this at all? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can tell that. But yeah, new place! Woohoo! Will be enough milk. No, it's not enough milk. God, shh, don't tell Dad. Now, refill it. That'll clean up later. Careful now, Okay, shit, I just stepped in. Yeah, that's what I get for being lazy. Unfortunately, my dog is not here. He's with the parents, other parents. So yeah, no dog content. I do have stuffed dogs. Here. What do you think about the recent global economic crisis in America? Thank you. Your answers greatly provided. So, what is this devlog going to entail? Well, Devlog 0 was just an introduction and showing you how all these episodes work. Devlog 1 is actually going to be showing what those episodes are. Do I have a plan for what I'm going to do each devlog? Absolutely not. So most devlogs show like footage of the developer doing the work and then a voiceover showing you know, like explaining what he was doing. But none of these devlogs are going to be that. They're going to be live in the room, me talking to you as I work, because honestly, I'm pretty sure these videos are going to be my only motivation to be doing this work in the first place, so expect a lot of devlogs. So yeah, just like last time, I'm going to go eat, I'm going to go consume my food, and then I'm going to come right back here, and we'll be starting on at least one of the dungeons. Or maybe we'll draw some cards. Who knows? Does it look like I know? It shouldn't.
Definitely in the throes of an anomalous spell. We wondered at this point if they'd made contact in with why. In July, a major update came to the sites, including everything the team could put up.
What? Okay, of course, I got a little distracted, like... Yeah, I got distracted for a couple hours, but what do you expect? With this new room and all this new stuff, I finally get to experience what it's like living in a different place. And how could I not be distracted if not for this giant TV that has my games on it and has YouTube on it? I'm practically in my own playhouse here, but you know what? Fine. It's mod time. I'll turn this off. Let's get started. So, where exactly do we start from here? Well, I actually, I'm pretty sure I didn't explain it in Devlog 0 because, while I was filming it, I didn't actually, like, want it to be Devlog 0 until halfway through filming it. I was like, yeah, this should be Devlog 0 because I'm not gonna be, like, living in that space anymore, so look, just hear me out, For those that don't have, like, a computer and have only experienced Inscryption through the internet, well, you know, through videos and stuff, this is going to be a direct copy from the Magnificus mod of Inscryption. And for those that don't know, the Magnificus mod works like this. There are technically 8 areas in this that you have the ability to explore in. There are, for those that have actually played Inscryption, if you could remember, you better be putting up images like right here, editor Cake Zombie Plus. You got this? Alright, cool. So, how this works is that, there are 3 floors to Magnificus's tower. This one, and this one. Remember those? Great. Well, in the Magnificus mod, they basically revamped those, turning them into this, this, and this. Now, if you can recall from the actual Inscryption game, there was the little rooms that all of the students were in, such as the first floor being this area, an island covered in goo. And then Amber's room was this fire landscape, and then Stimothy was this void of stars. Now, in the Magnificus mod, they turned these little islands into dungeons, where the goo dungeon is this massive thing of slime, the Amber gets a lava dungeon, what is it? Stimothy gets this big void library. It's pretty cool. And finally, Magnificus's room. It has this big office here with a table and a big window and all this stuff. In the Magnificus mod, this room does exist, but there's no bathroom, so I guess that gives me any excuse not to draw it. Now, what I'm hoping to achieve with the Lizards and Scissors version is to try to turn the dungeon areas of the game into... let me turn the camera around and I'll show you. Okay, so how this game board style works is that there is a bunch of these little squares that have a bunch of spaces that the little player can walk on. They always start on this one, and then they get themselves a little game piece. There you go. You start here, you roll a dice, and whatever number you landed on, you go via squares. 1, you can see it's a little cut off here. That's because you're supposed to draw another one of these, attach it here, and then go 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And then it continues on like that, and as you continue, the dungeon randomly generates. So you can attach them like this, they go onto here, you can detach it like that, and then you can go up here, and then there's more spaces going that way. However, I will like to say that if you probably already noticed this, the squares are a little bit, different, such as, if you look here, these squares are a lot bigger than the ones here, because as I was drawing this, I kinda lost track of, like, sizing and size management and stuff, so instead of, you know, redoing all 10 of these cards, I decided to just keep them and flow with it. And you know what? Honestly, it turned out pretty cool in the end. If you're, wondering where I'm going with this, each dungeon in Lizards and Scissors is going to have 10 cards. 2 of the cards being the start and the boss. And then the rest of the 8 is going to be the rest of the dungeon. And each dungeon will be, what is it? Themed after what it's based on in the actual Inscryption game. The Goo Dungeon being based off of Goobert's Island, the Lava Dungeon being based off of Amber's Island, and finally, the Void Dungeon being based off of Stimothy's Island. Will I be making the dungeon in this video? Actually, I kinda don't want to. The dungeons kinda need a photo for reference. Like, I can't just make the dungeons. I need to know the actual layout of them. And I'm taking photos directly from the Magnificus mod. And, well, if you couldn't already tell, I'm using my phone to record this, and the photos are on the phone, so here's what I'm doing. Instead of doing that, ta-da! My labor! My fruits of all of my labor, and a bunch of other random factors I don't want to list. If you remember in Devlog 0, I mentioned the list, and I probably already showed it to you guys, and you were just too stupid to, you know, realize the list existed. But then I looked back in all my previous videos, and I realized I actually didn't show you the list. So, yeah, it's a fault on my part. But this is a list of every single, magical card that's going to be in the game. and a specific number of how many of those cards I'm going to make. As you can probably already tell, I'm going from Ruby to Emerald to Sapphire to Miscellaneous, and then I'm doing Prism stuff, and then on the back, we got some extra shit. We got all of the spells. We have all of these encounters that you can see in the dungeon, and then we have a bunch of double cost cards, along with a special thing called Bleen's Book, which I'll go into eventually. It's instead of focusing on doing some of these, I'm going to tell you about my plan for these guys. These cards are going to be very important because these are going to be the ones you'll be facing in battle. And to do that, I have to explain a little bit later. But enough explaining. I figured we should just start making the damn cards. So let's start doing that. Alright, the amount of cards here are 40, so we need to cut out 40 cards. Okay, let's count them. 1, 2, 25, 26, 27, 28, 20, 29, okay. Hold on. So cutting cards is kind of the blood of this entire game. I use cardstock for my cards because it's the most strong kind of paper that exists. Some people like to print out their cards on like printers and stuff and like do the folding technique where the card, both front and back is printed on the same size, so you can cut them out and then fold them so it's all one card. If you're gonna do this with cardstock, don't do that. Cardstock is really thick, and all of your cards are gonna end up looking like, that's a good example. Here, hold on. Cards are going to end up looking like, this. They're going to be perfect, I will say that out loud, but stacked together, it's not gonna stack well. Like here, like right now, these are only like, this is 20 cards, and they're already, like, thick. So, yeah, like, your conscious decision if you want to print out your own cards with cardstock. But hey, if you're doing an IRL inscription and you're just cutting them out with regular paper, my best advice to you is to use cardstock. You can use cardstock for drawing, but don't use cardstock for printing. Now let's get to cutting. So how I like to cut my cards is very frowned upon by the community, because I know a bunch of other Inscryption IRL buddies, and they're all like, man, dude, you don't have to do it like this, you should do it like this, and then I gradually ignore them. Alright, so take a card. Now note, you have to, this card is basically like the shape of a basic playing card, so use the basic playing card as a stencil, but since I don't have that, just use a card you've already cut out. You take your pen, you trace the corners like this, so it looks like that. Cool. It's got that card shape. And then you just repeat that process a couple more times. There you go. You got yourself a cutout sheet of cardwork. And on that note, throw on some Death Card Cabin because it's finally raining. Cool. Alright, now that your cards are cut out, you take your scissors and you simply just, well, you just cut them out. It's simple as that. You can speed up the footage again, this is going to take a bit. So now you got about 3 layers of cut cards. If you've somehow gotten 4 layers, congratulations, you've discovered a technique that's a lot better than mine. And probably this one too, because the way I like to cut them out is I like to hold them firmly like this, make sure they're all straight and shit, go onto the edge of the table, and, well, do this. go. That's one. Straight. There we go. We have ourselves 9 cards from one sheet of paper. Now, comes the actual drawing of the cards. Now, we're not going to make all of these. Again, this is just Devlog 1. Or maybe we'll make all of them. Who fucking knows? I don't know. I haven't done this before. So let's start with stats. We look at our card right here. We are drawing the Scalamagnus. And if my brain reminds me, Scalamagnus costs... It costs something, and then it's 4 power, 1 health. It's got gem dependent and brittle. So let's draw that now. Okay, and we got this. We got all this. Okay, now we got this. Now we draw the sigils, and if you have trouble remembering them, like me, you can pull out a notebook. I like to write down all of my sigils, especially since I just have a rulebook of the game right here. So yeah, oh yeah, that's right, gem dependent was just, there you go. Gem dependent, and then brittle. And there we go. There's a Scalamagnus. We finish it off with the name. And according to the list, we're only making 1 of these, so we will. Scalamagnus 1. Now, for cost, it says up here bones, but that idea is actually scrapped, so let me just cross this out. So, how prisms work is, it essentially works like blood for Magick, but instead of sacrificing squirrels, you're sacrificing mocks. And Scalamagnus costs, what was it, 2, I think? Yeah, it costs 2, so let's just draw out that specific looking thingamajig. There you go. And there we go. Scalamagnus has been drawn. The back of the card. It's just a simple design. I copy it, paste it on every single card I've ever made, except for item cards and spell cards have a different back, along with squirrels. But all of my cards have the same design that just I copy onto every single one. It's not that big of a design, it's just like it's like a staple of my cards. Like, my backs will always look like this, no matter what's going on. And there we go, Scalamagnus done. Check that out. The Juggler. Ooh, yeah, these look nice. Very nice. Ooh, gem detonator. Cool. Let's do that then. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I have completely forgotten how the sigil is made and what cost this is. So I'm actually gonna come back to gem detonator in a bit and work on a bunch of other stuff. Just give me a second. Yeah, I'll come back to these in a bit, but for now I'm just gonna work on other cards. Check that out. The back isn't done, but I want you to like put like the actual card from the mod next to this to show like a similarity between the two. And I want you to notice that the sigil is a little bit different than the other one, is because honest to God, I have no idea what Silent Man was thinking when he made that a target, but whatever. Rune Mage? Rune Mage. Oh, I remember what this one is. So, what Rune Mage does, if I could remember, is that it basically spawns these ethereal runes next to it, and those explode when they die. So, yeah. Here's Rune Mage. I'm pretty sure I nailed the stats. If I didn't, well, too bad. This is his cost now. Now, he does have these runes that go next to him, but we are kind of, like, trying to keep the cards to the maximum it goes. Reviver, Skelisage, Mox Mage, Airbound Ripper. Yeah, let's do Skelisage. That's what the gem detonator sigil looks like. Okay, screw this. I'm drawing that right now. Bada bing, bada boom. I got myself some gem detonators. Now let's make the cost. You guys liking this content so far, by the way? Is this good content? Is this what being a productive YouTuber looks like? Is it? I don't know. I barely know how to do this job myself. If this isn't even a job in the first place. Now back to Skelisage. I don't know, does the sigil look good? For like Mox Heart? Maybe, kind of. Whatever. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. This Skelisage. Yo, pull up the other photo. Yeah. That looks nice. It's good. It's really good. Ooh. Invisible Mage I can do. What is that? One? Just one? Alright. You know, now that I'm like sitting here making this card, I just realized that I'm pretty sure Invisible Mage is one of the only cards I remember what it looks like. So, yeah, this is gonna be real darn easy. Now, in the official Magnificus mod, for some reason, the Invisible Mage flies. And I don't get why. So, I think I'm just gonna have him be invisible and that's it. And there we go. Pull up the Invisible Mage and see how much I improved it. Yeah. This is my world now. I'm just gonna have to accept it as it is. Gem Guardian? Nah, later. Oh, I should probably, like, mark off what I've finished so far. Here, hold on. Hey, we got, like, most of these off the list already. Neat. Any that I have missed? Oh, I can do Gembound Ripper. That's one I remember. And there we go. Gem-bound Ripper. If I got the cost wrong, hey, I'll do it, redo the cost later in the video. Well, at least after the video's over. Potato, potato. Tomato, tomato. Okay, here is all that we got done for today. We cut out the cards, we drew them all out. Again, no photos, but that's because I need a reference for said photos, so I'll just, do that after I get my, phone camera roll back. But yeah, look at all of this. And all of this took exactly, hey, what time is it? It's been 2 hours. Damn, I really wasted all that time. What do you know? Well, with that being said, I think we should leave the devlog off right here. So thank you all for watching. Again, I've never done anything like this before, and I have no idea how to do these devlogs because I've never done anything like this before. So if you have any comments or concerns about how I can, you know, do these devlogs a little bit better, leave it down below. I love feedback. Please, someone give me feedback. Until next time, this has been the Cake Zombie Plus, and I will be seeing you all again in the next devlog. See ya!